Good morning. So you probably noticed the hair, and I'm not doing that as a fashion statement. I did it hoping that people scrolling through the internet would come across this picture and stop and listen to what I have to say. So I originally started my YouTube channel on retirement and how retirement sucks. And everybody said, oh, you didn't prepare, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. Well, let me just tell you, I did prepare, but certain circumstances in life happens and throws you off balance. So I'm just going to take a few minutes to let you know that if you're getting ready to retire, you should probably look into a few things. First of all, I'm so pissed off at my insurance company. Even though I'm retired, I have a secondary insurance. Beginning this year in 2026, they raised their deductible from $225 to $625 for medication. That's a big jump. So when I went to go get my medicine, which I normally pay $9 for, it was $141. I stood at the counter with my mouth open going, what the hell just happened here? And the girl was very nice. She tried to explain that, my medication cost has gone up, the deductible on my insurance has gone up, and this is the cost, take it or leave it. Well, it's medication that I have to have every single day. So of course I had to pay it, but it was $141 compared to $9. Okay, so get that out of the way. So a couple things. If you're getting ready to retire, A, don't retire early. Do not hang in there until the very last year, because if you retire early, you lose up to 25% of your retirement and you're never going to get it back. And for the rest of your freaking life, let's say you were going to get 1,000, you're only going to get 775. So there, that's number one. Number two, you have to read the fine print for everything. It's very difficult to retire and keep things straight because there's Medicare A and B and C and D and Q and PRSTUV. And if you don't read it, if you don't pay attention, if you don't answer something when they send you a letter, you're probably going to be screwed. Okay, so apparently I have Humana, and boo to Humana. They say that they sent me a letter saying that my premiums were going, and the premiums have gone up. So I got a cost of living increase on my Social Security of like $20 to $40, which the Medicare Part A and B just sucked it up because they raised that deduction. So I'm just saying that you could be the best planned person when it comes to retiring. You can have money put aside, and not most of the people that are getting ready to retire have worked all their life. They tried to save. They had incidents in their that happened, like accidents or family deaths or certain things where you couldn't save as much as you would have liked. But in my case, I did save a little bit. And then once I retired, I got into an accident and another accident, and I, hurt my hip and my knee and blah, blah. And I had to use some of that money for extra added expenses. And slowly, my savings just dwindled away to nothing, which caused me to have to go back to work to make ends meet. Because honestly, even though you think you can never live on Social Security unless you are living with somebody, or some of the retirement homes, you can probably afford to live in, but if you move into a retirement home like my sister wants to do, they'll take your rent out of your Social Security immediately. So if the rent is $800 and you get $1,000, you only get $200 left to do what you want to do, because they're going to get their money first. So look around, plan. But my question is, whatever happened? People in Europe and in India and all these places, Vietnam, their family structure is that they stay together. The younger ones take care of the older ones take care of the babies. They teach each other and watch over each other. Not so much here in America. Here in America, people are fucking selfish. And I'm sorry to say that, but yes, everybody's selfish. I'm selfish. My kids are selfish. Everybody's selfish. And it's the mentality and the education in this country. So, getting back to retirement sucks. Read everything. Read the fine print. Once you choose your insurance in October through December or whatever, you can't change it for a whole year. So you're stuck with whatever you chose. And decisions have consequences. And so if you fucked up in October, you're screwed for a whole year. All right, so I've said my piece. I'm very upset, that I had to pay $141 out of my pocket this month, and probably for the next 6 months until I finish with my copay. I'm 73. I always thought that once I reached my age, that I would be able to retire and travel. Not so much. My savings got dwindled, and now, since I'm working part-time, it's hard to, save again. And I didn't start this channel for all you naysayers to say I'm begging for money or I'm, bitching about how poor I am. I'm not doing that. I'm trying to warn you. If you're even close to retirement, pay attention to everything. So there.